What's going on, everybody? This is DM Brad at the Spoiler Alert Network. Today I'm with Dirtsheet and Showtime again, and we're back with another top 5 discussion. This discussion is our top 5 video game moments. This could be any moment from a video game, from a cutscene to a trailer for a video game to the broadest term of the subject. It could be something shocking, sad, could be something that's just looks good, well-designed set piece. I think we're just gonna jump right in.
Alright, so before we get started, Brad, I want to say you're an because you had us pick 5 moments across all video games ever, and this was the hardest list I've ever had to do. So, my number 5 was Super Mario 64 on the Nintendo 64, and it was beating Bowser in the third and final castle and saving Peach. And this moment was the first real important moment in my gaming career, was beating Super Mario 64. I think it was a game that a lot of us started with, so it was just it was really fun to just beat the game in an aspect. So, and that's my number 5, Showtime.
My number 5 was from Call of Duty Modern Warfare, the nuke. There's a scene where there's just an explosion and just a cloud. The scene of it is beautiful. The mushroom cloud is gorgeous, and it's just amazing how something so beautiful could be so terrible.
That was poetic.
Yeah, and experiencing that in a video game was, I don't want to say it was unheard of, but it was a new concept to me. I thought it was great. And awful, but great.
Okay, my number 5 is the very end of Assassin's Creed 2, the Who is Desmond moment. This moment takes place right after you defeat the final boss, Rodrigo Borgia.
That's a name.
Yeah, that's a name.
That's a name. Look at the name on this guy.
And you go under the Vatican, there's a secret temple, like a vault, and he goes and takes the apple there, fires up like a hologram. One of the members of the first race speaks to him, Minerva. She begins speaking to Ezio. As she kind of introduces herself to him, she turns toward the camera and is looking right at you, basically the player, and begins speaking, which throws Ezio off. He's asking questions, and she's basically like, hush, this message isn't for you, you're merely a means to deliver. And at the very end of it, she says, we're gone from this world, so now the rest is up to you, Desmond, who is the modern day protagonist who's viewing Ezio's memories. And this throws Ezio off. He's like,
who is Desmond?
And then the hologram vanishes, and even throughout the rest of his life he never figures out who Desmond is. It was kind of a shocking moment, and it threw me off when I first saw it.
Alright, so my number 4 is from Skyrim, and it is actually the conclusion of the main quest. For those of you who aren't familiar with Skyrim, the Nords, who are native to Skyrim, I guess it'd be afterlife, is called Sovngarde. And to defeat the main enemy of Skyrim, you have to go to Sovngarde to fight him. And I thought that was really cool to see the resting place in the afterlife. And you got to go to Sovngarde, and you got to see all these previous heroes from the universe, like Jurgen Windcaller and all kinds of other just really impactful characters from the lore of Elder Scrolls. So I thought it was really cool to go there and see them and interact with them. Showtime?
Okay, so my number 4 is the scene in Grand Theft Auto 5 when you're playing as Trevor and you have to torture a man to get information.
Ooh, controversy.
Okay.
Yeah, indeed. It's a scene that makes me feel, and that's why I chose it. I don't think it's necessarily a good scene. I don't think it's a bad scene, really, because it's in a game, so it's nothing. But it's not a good scene because kids shouldn't be seeing it. But it definitely makes me feel something, and that's why it's on my list.
Okay, so how bad is this scene? Because I only play casual play. I never completed the story play or anything because I don't have my own copy of Grand Theft Auto 5.
Okay, so what happens is, as Trevor, you go to this warehouse, and there's this guy there, and he's tied up. Who was it? The FIB guy is there holding him hostage, right?
Oh, right, because they can't use FBI because copyright, so it's FIB agents.
Correct.
Okay.
And the FIB guy leaves you with him and with a tray full of goodies. A monkey wrench, like a pipe wrench, some jumper cables, some pliers, and several other tools. And you could just choose which one you want to use, and then do a little mini game to use them on the guy. You put the jumper cables on his nipples. You could smash his knees with the pipe wrench. Stuff like that.
Damn.
It was rough.
Yeah, that was very controversial when it came to light.
2013, I believe, is when that game came out.
Damn.
Something like that.
Yeah. That's my number 4.
Hmm.
I still think about it, so that's why it's on my list.
My number 4, kind of more recent, has to be the scene from Detroit Become Human where Connor awakens the warehouse androids, which is something that may or may not happen depending on what choices you make in the game. The RK-800 detective android, also known as Connor, the fan favorite protagonist, you are sent to hunt down another android, Marcus, who became deviant, broke through their programming, and started feeling human emotions. That's the whole point of the game. Marcus is leading a revolution. Whether you choose as Marcus to be pacifist or revolutionary, like violent, you're sent as Connor to hunt down Marcus and bring him in. Marcus can convince Connor to become deviant, and you can either, as Connor, depending on the choices you made previously, you can choose to break through your programming or remain a machine. So if you break through your programming, become deviant as Connor, you can join Marcus in his cause. Near the end of the game, you can go to the CyberLife warehouse and go to the lower level where they store all the warehouse androids. There's thousands of them. You can convert them all to become deviant. After a standoff between Connor and another model of Connor in kind of a Spartacus, I am Spartacus, I am Spartacus, that classic scene, you can choose to convert the androids. And then regardless of the Marcus outcome, whether he makes it to the end of the battle or the protest or whatever you choose to do, you see the camera cuts to Connor walking, and then behind him is a sea of thousands of androids, and the humans realize, oh, we're not winning this. There are thousands of androids in the streets right now. And it was a cool moment in a game where you can make choices. You could have an ending where that doesn't even happen. Really a beautiful moment in a game full of beautiful moments.
Alright, so my number 3 is, well, actually, I should clarify. I made a top 5 with top 3 from Mass Effect, and then there was 2 others. So from here on out, it's just Mass Effect. The number 3 pick, most memorable moment for me in video games, is curing the genophage in Mass Effect 3. And for me, this was a big deal because in my universe, because Mass Effect is a very player-oriented game. Every player's universe is different depending on the choices you make. I always kept not Rex alive throughout the entire series. So to cure the genophage and have this, you had this moment on Tachanka, the Krogan's home planet, with Rex, where he called you his best friend, his brother, and that future generations of Krogan will sing songs about Shepard as a hero. That literally brought a tear to my eye because it was the payoff for several games, and it was, you made this universe-altering decision to pretty much save an entire race from genocide, and it was just a really big, impactful moment, and a series that was full of moments like this. Showtime?
My number 3 is from Fallout 3, stepping out of Vault 101 for the first time, seeing the landscape in front of you. You start the game, you're a baby, you grow up into a 10-year-old, then you grow up into a teenager, and this whole time, you're only seeing what's in front of you. You're only seeing Vault 101.
Yeah.
And then some shit goes down, you gotta leave. And you walk out of the vault, and it's just barren. Just the world is dead. Everything outside is just dead. It was a big moment. What do you got for number 3, Brad?
Okay, my number 3 is the E3 game footage that Todd Howard revealed for Skyrim's gameplay. It was basically just this big, long E3 video of Todd Howard explaining all the things you can do in Skyrim in the game engine before they released it. He showed off the combat mechanics, the exploring ruins, exploring the vast expanse of Skyrim. It shows him mostly going through dungeons and demonstrating the combat abilities and how you can find word walls, learn dragon shouts. As soon as you exit the ruin Bleak Falls Barrow, it's completely different than what actually happened in the game, but you step out, it's similar to what Showtime was saying. You step out and you see Skyrim for the first time, you see Whiterun off in the distance, the city line, and then as you step out you see a mammoth and a giant slowly walking in front of you. It's just a beautiful landscape, and just showed you what you were in for, which really hyped up the game for a lot of people, and it was super effective, and I thought it was a great moment in gaming history.
Everything is not all right.
After 3 comes 2. So my number 2 pick is another moment from Mass Effect 3, and it's actually part of the downloadable content, and it's called Shore Leave Party. And this was really cool because in Mass Effect 3, it is a very stressful time just to exist in the Mass Effect universe. You're fighting off the Reapers, there's a huge intergalactic war, entire planets are falling to this sentient species that's trying to purge the universe of organic life that's too advanced. And what this DLC does is it takes a break from all that chaos. And
I remember this.
You get ordered to the Citadel for shore leave while the Normandy undergoes preparations, and there is a story to it where you fight your clone. It's an entertaining story, but the best part of this is you have a house party, and you can invite every member from previous parties from pretty much all 3 games. You can invite everybody in Mass Effect 3, you can invite squad mates from Mass Effect 2, you can invite people from Mass Effect 1, and you just have this huge party, and you can just walk around and mingle and talk with all of your squad mates, and it was a really heartfelt moment because you forget that Shepard and his squad are also people. They need downtime, you know. There's a lot riding on the shoulders of this crew to save the universe. So for them to take a break, cut loose, have fun, and just be people was really cool to see, and it was really fun to be a part of.
Yeah. My number 2 is something I think will make you guys happy. Batman Arkham City. You guys play that?
Oh yeah.
I assume so.
Yep.
The death of the Joker. That was a big deal to me.
Okay.
Right there at the end of the game, everything was going in Batman's way, and then Joker dies. And Batman says, even after all you've done, I still would have saved you.
Yeah.
And that was a big deal to me.
Yeah.
I remember playing that, and I felt something. And that was a big deal for me. Yeah.
So.
Now see, that one almost made my list too, so. Almost.
And then all throughout the next installment, Arkham Knight, Batman deals with the psychological effects of Joker playing with his emotions and his psyche.
And now my number 2 is also kind of it's the only sad moment on my list. John Marsden's final stand in Red Dead Redemption after the main story is done. He's cornered in his barn by all the people that he was working for who turned on him. And he tells his wife and his son that he puts them on a horse. He's like, go, get out of here, don't look back. He steps out of the barn to face off against 20 plus guys with just a pistol. And he makes his stand, he doesn't back down, and he gets riddled with bullets. And he's just gone. He just dies right there on the spot. It's just a shocking moment in the end of a video game after you spent the whole story with this character, and then you play as his son from the remainder of the game. So it's one of those games that you don't necessarily want to finish 100% because it's just almost not worth it in the end. Kind of gets to you. Okay, we're gonna do the part of the show that Showtime hates the most.
Here we go.
I have to give one honorable mention. This only reason this did not make my list is because now thinking about it, I should have, because we got 3 Mass Effect ones over here. It's another Assassin's Creed moment. The UK reveal trailer for Assassin's Creed 3 is my honorable mention, which almost made this list. It's during the Revolutionary War. You see the Mohawk Valley. It's a sky shot from like a bird's eye perspective. It's snow covered. Then you see a British camp, redcoats, just slaughtered, land everywhere. And then it goes through a flashback of the previous night. You see the new protagonist, Connor Kenway, just slaughtering them all. And it almost reminded me of a scene from The Patriot when the main character goes after a convoy of British soldiers and just slaughters them all with his son. But I just thought that was a cool moment in video game history, the reveal of that game, and I was super pumped about it.
Everything is not all right.
Okay, so we're done with that. So, my number one most memorable moment in gaming is actually from the entire Mass Effect trilogy. It is a moment that was in all 3 games. And it is, again, a testament to this player-oriented universe where you can carry decisions over, because in Mass Effect 1, you're walking through the Citadel and you hear this guy doesn't even have a name. He's Customer in the subtitles. That is his name, is Customer. And he is demanding a refund for a broken Omnitool. And you can sit there and listen to the conversation, and he's going on about how he wants a refund, but he doesn't have a receipt, so he's not even prepared for this situation. And he never gets the refund in the first game. And in the second game, you go back to the Citadel, and you find him down in a warehouse instead of at a shop. And he's talking to this Solarian, and he said that he was referred to this warehouse because he's been looking for a refund. And at this point in this story, it has been 2 years. 2 years in the story. And this guy literally says it. He's still refund guy. Or still customer, my bad. He's still customer. I call him refund guy. And he's saying that he's been trying to get this refund for 2 years. And the Solarian's like, listen, man, I don't know what to tell you. This is a warehouse. You can't get a refund here. Like, someone lied to you. And then in the third game, you go back to the Citadel, and at another shop, this guy is harassing another shop owner, and he's been saying that he's been trying to get this refund for over 3 years. And finally, after listening to this poor soul, you can interject, and you can either side with the shop owner or the customer. And what I always did personally was I sided with the customer. I got this poor motherfucker his refund after 3 years. And he got $15. He's been trying to get $15 for 3 years. And that is why this is the most memorable moment in gaming for me.
That's a pick.
Yeah.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed it.
My number one has already been said. The death of John Marston is the biggest moment in gaming history for me. It's the first game I ever played where the main character dies and the game continues and you can play as somebody else. And I just didn't see it coming. I didn't think John Marston was going to die. Things were going his way. After all of your enemies are dead, after you kill Dutch, after you take out all of Dutch's gang, then you get your own little ranch, and you live there with Abigail, and you live there with Jack, and you do all these rancher missions, and it's all good stuff, and it just seems like you're just going to live a happy ever after. And then just the government just shows up. It doesn't go well. Like Brad said, there's like 20 dudes standing out there, and you can try to deadeye as many of them as you can, but you don't have enough shots to use deadeye on 20 guys. No matter how hard you try, you can't win. You die. And then you finish playing as Jack Marston, which the game fast forwards like I think 10 years in the future. And then you play as Jack, because you don't want to play as an 8-year-old boy in the Wild West. So the game fast forwards like 10 years into the future, and you play as a teenage Jack Marston for the rest of the game, finishing up anything that John didn't finish.
My number one is the Siege of Monterrey from Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. I'm sure most of you who have watched our stuff know that this is one of my favorite game series of all time. This moment takes place, it picks up right after the end of Assassin's Creed 2, after the Who is Desmond moment. You fight your way out of Rome and you head home to your village of Monterrey to live in your uncle's villa. So you get back and all is well, all is calm, and you go talk to the townsfolk, then you go home. Ezio gets a bath, ends up in bed with a woman, all's going well. Then all of a sudden, cannonballs hit the town. It's just a massive siege led by the son of the previous game's final boss, Rodrigo Borgia. His son Cesare is coming with his army to take over. He found where you live, and so you're basically, as Ezio, you grab your sword, your hidden blade, you're just kind of in your pajamas, fighting your way across rooftops, fighting off this army, and you see the whole town that you basically built and restored in the previous game just fall into pieces, and everything you thought you were done, he was just going to retire, but then this happens and throws him into the story of this whole game. It was really an epic and shocking moment for me. I thought it was a great opening to a video game, one of the best I've ever seen. in my personal opinion. So that's my number one moment in video games. Final thoughts?
Interesting list from everybody.
Yeah.
So I just had Mass Effect pretty much, but
Fucking honorable mentions.
So that's our top 5 picks for moments in video games. Hope you enjoyed the list. Comment down below. Let us know your list. We want to hear from all you guys what you think of all this. Be sure to like, subscribe, check us out on Facebook, follow us there. So be sure to check back for more content coming soon. Let us know what you want to see. Till then, stay dedicated.
okay. So
That was a good call.
what?
You're number 4 there.
Okay, the Dragonborn DLC and fighting Farouk. So
Bradshaw.
Bradshaw. I just got further south.
I would have went with Parthenax. Killing Parthenax.
I never killed Parthenax. That's the one that I never completed.
Okay.
I never completed that quest because every time I go to Parthenax, I'd be like, I'm gonna kill this old fucker. And then I'd talk to him and be like, oh, are you going to kill me? Old dragon noises. I'd be like, Pat, no.
You're a good boy.
You're a good boy.
Read on the
What about you, Brad? Did you ever kill Parthenax? I never have. I can never bring myself to do it.
I can't either.
It's like playing Mass Effect and not romancing Liara. You know, eating paper can clog your arteries. I should really stop. I used to eat Starburst with the wrapper on. Damn it, that's on camera too. Son of a. What the? I'm the only one who deep throats things around here. Bananas don't even taste good.
That's bull. You're fucking life up, bud. Don't like The Office, you don't like bananas, you don't like Assassin's Creed, you're a piece of shit.
I don't.
You can't
it's not
words.
It's not that I don't like Assassin's Creed.
Is that the only one you have a problem with on that?
No. Huh?
Is that the only one that I just said that you had a problem with?
No, I'm a piece of
Okay.
So, I don't like bananas, I don't like peanut butter, but I eat paper.
Damn it. Peanut butter and bananas is the greatest combination known to man.
Ugh.
Suck 2.
I got small hands. They gotta be small.
Some guy's gonna appreciate that someday.
You can't thrust this magnum in my face. Cause I got these big... What's up, Brad? Oh, aneurysms in your brain. Artichokes on pizza. Okay.
It caused emotion
In your emotions?
in me.
Okay.
I'm gonna cut out whatever the I just did in my face, but...
So how... I never played Grand Theft Auto 5 aside
You were
from
a
casual
piece of...
aside from casual play. I didn't
What do
play
you
the
even
story.
do with your life?
You can invite your we'll do that again. They're out here saving the universe, risking their ass. Risking the damn it.
Dealing with cattle and horses and all that dumb that ranchers do.
Harsh.
our category of fan base is that is, you know, ranchers. I hope we don't have any out there
If we do, we apologize.
Doing cowboy
doing cowboy shit.
So if you're out here doing cowboy and you're just living the life that...
You.
That's not what I'm saying. Is it Monteriggioni?
Yeah, Monteriggioni.
Okay.
It's pronounced.
I thought it was Monteriggioni, but...
I mean,
I thought it was Montgomery.
You don't even know!
Alabama?
Just shut up. Sorry.
Nacho? Wait, nachos? What?
not no.
Honorable mentions, you
How blind is Bardley?
just the blindest. His fruit bat.
Oh, it's not too bad. Oh, it's not bad at all. Oh, you gotta choose which one does? Oh, that puts you in a bind.
Yeah.
Hope you don't get emotionally connected to... I hope you don't get emotionally canoed to all of them.
Canoed.
I might as well just make it worse. So,
Emotionally paddle boated.
emotionally paddle. I'm in an emotional paddle boat without a paddle. You remember whenever I'm a piece of and bailed on Brad's wedding and I said, oh, I'm a creek. You were like, it's going to be really hard to get a creek in a wedding. Because I do. God, I'm an idiot.
Okay.
So this fucking awkward wraps up.
Anyway, so that's all of our list, God. All right, like.
I'm just gonna turn around.